Usually for career days and career fairs, we show up to schools and we talk about KSAT, but because of the pandemic, things look a little bit different this year.
That's right. So we're about to take you inside KSAT, show you a little bit about what we do, and introduce you to some of the people that make it all happen. So come with us.
Why television news?
Why television news? I honestly, I was going to be an actor, and I decided that I thought that there wouldn't be a lot of money in that if I didn't make it big, and I didn't want to have to wait tables every day, in between acting jobs. So I switched to debate, and then I switched to radio, television, and the rest is history.
I actually really enjoyed writing, and I all the way high school and college, and I took a magazine course, but I don't want to say bored, but I had that immediate gratification thing. I would write an article, and to me, it took forever for it to get published. So I took a broadcasting class, and I enjoyed that because whatever I was doing was going to be on the air that day or within hours. And so that's why I kind of switched gears to the broadcast world.
I didn't think it was an attainable job until an internship in college. I interned and I had to be there at 4 a.m. in the morning. 4 a.m. in the morning. I had to be there at 4 a.m. And as crazy as those hours may seem, even as a college student, I still loved it. I found a passion for it. Everything was new every single day. It was high adrenaline, and I never got bored.
What made me get into news? I think at a young age, every day I would watch the news with my parents. We'd watch the Today Show every morning, and then the evening news, the local news, and I realized my friends didn't, and so I was always informing them about what was going on. And as I got older, I realized the power of knowledge and knowing what was happening in our community, and it was really, really important. So in high school, I got into yearbook and photography. In college, I majored in journalism, and I absolutely loved it. There is so much energy and passion in the journalism world.
So why did you guys want to do meteorology?
I just always loved weather. I know it's a cheesy answer, but as a kid, I loved weather. I loved going outside. So when the severe thunderstorm came along, I was the kid that ran outside instead of going inside. Hail, tornadoes, loved every bit of it.
I was scared to death of tornadoes, thunder, lightning, and everything. So yeah, so it's kind of ironic that then I got into doing weather.
What drew you to doing traffic?
It's one of those things, and I may be leading a question for you later here, but it's about being flexible. Opportunity came up, and so it was an example of, in a way, of trying new skills and testing new skills and learning new skills. And so far, it's worked out pretty well.
Hello everybody, my name is Hardy Meredith, and I'm one of the producers for Good Morning San Antonio on KSAT 12. I produce the 4:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. part of the show, and as you can see, I'm not at the station. I'm actually working from home, thanks to the internet and to the talented engineering and IT folks back at the station. I'm able to do a lot of my work from here.
Now, what do you do here?
I'm a director. I've been doing this for 32 years now.
What exactly do you do to make the news look good?
Well, I first looked over the entire show in the newsroom. And I put codes to every story so that those codes will put the shots on the air and the videos on the air. And so what I do is I run a shot box and a keyboard, and I play back the next source in a playlist.
Just say your name for the record for me.
Gretchen Neruzzi.
What do you do here at KSAT?
I am a producer here at KSAT. I'm currently producing the GMSA at 9.
And so you started off in a different position. Tell me about that.
Yes, so I started off as producer trainee right out of college. I was here at KSAT as an intern, fell in love with the people, and was lucky enough to get the producer trainee position. I basically started off in GMSA and kind of ended here because of COVID. I couldn't really move around to other shifts, but I learned so much, and I'm happy to be here on the GMSA team.
Rosalind Jimenez. I am a producer for KSAT.
What made you want to get into news?
It was kind of a job that I fell into, but I learned to really love it. I think it's just the perfect job for my personality type. I like to kind of be in control of things, and this job allows me to do that and be creative at the same time.
My name is Beatriz Ramirez. I'm an editor here for KSAT for the GMSA morning shows, and how I got into news with college, I was able to be part of the student-led TV production there at my university, and that is how I got into the classes and eventually ended up in internships, and after that it was getting a job in news. So that's how I ended up, by just learning, there at school.
What do you guys do in the day?
Well, I always like to throw people off by saying that my alarm clock goes up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Get here about 3 and go through all the computer data and look at all the computer model, things like that, to try and figure out what the weather is going to be like. And
Yes, I come in and look at the same numbers Mike looks at. We put together a forecast to look at his numbers, the numbers that we put in the day before, look at the computer models and come up with a forecast, that 7-day forecast that everyone loves to look at and complain about too.
you're getting different opinions on things. Obviously, we're talking about the future, and that's why we always chat. And then, and Adam and Sarah and Katie will text, over the weekend, back and forth if there's something kind of iffy with the forecast. And everybody throws their opinion in there, and that's what's so great about, coming in here and the two of us in the morning, chatting and going, oh, what are you gonna do? What do you think about this? And you throw ideas off each other.
My favorite thing about being in TV news is just that. It's high adrenaline every day. You get to interact with so many different people. Every day is a different topic, a different genre, a different setting, especially when you're live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're live at such a variety of places. One day we could be at a new bar and restaurant. The next day we could be at the hospital. Next day we could be out at breaking news at a shooting. You never really know what the next day is going to bring, and I love that change of pace each and every day. A lot of people just see the minute and a half little segment that we put on, but hours and hours of conversation, work, film, and arduous activity goes into those small segments. Why do you like your job?
Live television. And trying to, it is like a puzzle, trying to figure out what's going to happen and putting all these different pieces together and trying to come up with a formula, because there is no set, answer to it, obviously. And then there is the live TV and being able to present that to folks on television.
Something different every day. You get different weather every day. You get to hang out with cool people, and the news provides something interesting every day to be part of. So it's just fun.
What do you like most about your job?
I think this might be a common thing, but it is a new thing every day. Like a lot of days you don't know what you're going to see when you come in, so that makes it fun in one aspect, but it's also challenging because you kind of have to I have a plan, throw it out on the fly. But that's interesting. But you gotta make sure you know that's going to happen and be flexible and ready to deal with it.
If kids watching this are interested in getting into the career field, what advice would you give them?
Study a lot, and also if you're going to get into, now that would be for, say, for instance, meteorology or whatever it is, but get your education. It's going to take a lot of work, and also if you're getting into television, be ready to hear no, because you're going to be told no sometimes, and you just keep, just stick to it.
Master the math and science, and
right.
Be prepared to go work anywhere in the country.
Yep.
Small towns. You work your way up.
Yep. And a lot of people can say some, everybody has an opinion. And sometimes it's not always the best, and you just kind of, shrug that off, but it's always great. Nothing's better than somebody comes up to you on the street and goes, hey, I watch you on TV and really starts my day, or I love, doing that. And it's like, it's kind of nice, because a lot of jobs don't allow that, just to have strangers say they enjoy your work.
I would say that if the job looks exciting, go for it. I tell people all the time, don't let anybody tell you no. You're kind of your own boss. And if you want to make it happen and you want to be a journalist, you want to be a broadcast journalist or an anchor, go do it. Don't let anybody stop you. And never stop being a student either. I think one of the great things about our jobs is we really don't know everything. We're always constantly learning, and that learning process never quits.
I guess if they're looking to get into the career field, I would just say to just because you think it's all about maybe writing and reading. Yes, of course that's important, but I would give advice saying that to pay attention to all subjects, because all subjects are important to not only help you in this career field, but also other career fields, especially if you change your mind or if you want to go.
The best way to get into this station here and to what we do is through an internship.
Internships especially are important, especially in news. It's a really hands-on job, and you can't come in here expecting to know what you're doing without an internship. I think you can get any type of internship in news, whether it's your local news station, whether it's radio type of stuff. I think anything to do with journalism will help you grow as a journalist.
Just experiment with a lot of things, you know, whenever you have a chance to, if you find something new, even if you start in middle school, UIL, all of those groups and clubs, they're gonna help you find what you want. And yeah, hopefully, you know, you stumble up into something news related, journalism, and you like it.
I guess what I tell people, you still have to read and write. No matter we're still in this digital age, even if you're reading it on a tablet or on your phone or something, or even if it's a book, you still have to read, you still have to learn how to write, because you still have to learn how to communicate, and that is still a function. So whatever you do, even if you don't do this, learn how to communicate well, and that'll give you the biggest sort of leg up on any career that you do.
My advice for any kid out there is that it's possible. You know, a lot of people, like myself, I grew up watching the morning news, I grew up watching ESPN, and I never would have thought that's a job. This is a job, just like any other job.
When you're in high school, I challenge you to talk to people that you've never talked to before. Go up to them and start talking to them, start interviewing them. That's what makes you good at this job, is being able to have those conversations. And a lot of the times they're uncomfortable, but it's so important that everybody's own story gets heard, and that's our job in the journalism world, is to tell other people's stories, especially during a time right now where we have political division, we have racial injustice. It's important to put yourself in other people's shoes and learn about their lives, because ultimately it'll make for a better and stronger community.
Just be aware of your place in the world. Know that everything is connected, and I think we should all wake up every day trying to think about others and things we can do to make the world a better place for everybody.
Don't be afraid to try new things. If you try something you don't like it, hop onto your next goal, your next dream, and you'll end up finding something that you love to do.
We work with a lot of talented folks back at the station, and some of them that are also working from home, and it's just a really cool opportunity to be able to inform the public about what's going on and still have fun with technology at the same time.
Hey everybody, my name is RJ Marquez, and I'm a digital journalist / reporter here at KSAT 12. I've been at KSAT for about 10 years and been able to experience several things, including covering the Spurs, being able to cover politics, also being able to cover, go to Mexico for our Day of the Dead coverage recently. And so I would say is my biggest sort of piece of advice for anyone interested in getting into this business is that try several things and be able to do several things, including shoot, write, and edit all of your stuff, because we are now turning into an age where you really have to be able to do a lot of things in order to get into this business, and also take advantage of all the opportunities that may come your way when it comes to internships. Any chance to just get your foot in the door is a great opportunity. So I hope that this helps you guys out in the future, and good luck.